Yeah. What's going on? Where it's your boy June 88, Crystal Bay, and the homie Kid Phantom. Welcome to episode 2 of the Blurred Spot Podcast. How's everybody doing today? We got a lot in store for y'all. Not a lot. I'm lying, not a lot. We talking about the good old WandaVision and everything. It's not a lot going on. Not a lot of shit.
With that being said, we're gonna try our best not to have any spoilers.
That's
But please know that there could be some spoilers. So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, click off now. This is on the first 2 episodes of WandaVision.
You know what? I mean, like, if you watching this podcast and you see this with the title, you should already know what we're talking about. I mean, like, if we drop a spoiler, that's on you. I mean, you should have seen the show already.
It's only an hour.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, but okay. So the question I want to start this off with was, did that go how y'all thought it was going to go at all?
Honestly, no, because I feel like everything we got was stuff we seen in the trailer. Like I feel like most of the stuff we seen in the trailer, we just got context to go with it, and like the middle stuff that we didn't see. Like, all right, but I didn't go in having high expectations already because they already said it's not what you think. All right, cool. I already got that in my mind. Like I was like, all right, if this is what you're gonna give us the first 2 episodes, all right, let's see what episode 3 gonna be like. So I wasn't tripping.
I like the little subtleties. They put it for one, it did not go how I thought it was gonna go. I honestly don't know how I thought it was gonna go.
I think I know.
But whatever it wasn't it. But what I will say is I do like the little subtleties of hints that they're giving us in the first few episodes, because I feel like once we get to episode 6, we're gonna get hit hard with a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Shit gonna get real.
I think what it was is a lot of people expected a lot of action to jump off. But I'm like, from what they're saying, this is like right after Endgame. So I don't expect you to go right into the fire again, like get into a whole bunch of gangster stuff. So I'm like, it's like you leaving the military and going right back to fighting again. Like, dog, can I get a break?
I will say what I say might be a spoiler, so just letting y'all know. She's obviously captured somewhere. I don't know if captured is the word, but she's obviously in some sort of observation unit.
True.
I'll go ahead, fam.
This is actually going exactly how I thought it was going to go. She's definitely trapped, but it's not where I think she's trapped at. I'm just gonna put that out there. She's definitely trapped. There are people that are looking for her. There's people that want to help, but she's definitely trapped.
Because
that's without spoiling too much. Also,
I read. Okay, my bad. No, I read a synopsis a while ago. They saying that she's in a pretty much a mental institution, and she's like been watching a whole lot of TV, and I guess she like then she gets captured or whatever, and she just starts, reliving that TV shit.
It's funny you say that from that synopsis, wherever you read that, shout out to them, because that's kind of a cool theory. Wouldn't it be cool if that's how you tie in Moon Knight? Because in the comics, he's in a mental institution.
That could work. That could definitely work.
That would be a great way to tie him in.
Yeah, I just sent y'all a little something so we don't have to spoil it out for them.
Got you.
I
can see that.
I can
definitely see that.
Most definitely. Because it's hard, like, to talk about this and not spoil it for nobody, because the way
it is,
the episode 2 ended, and she was like, hold up, and everything, like, all the stuff with the stuff. I'm like, all right, I see what you're doing there. It's like, okay,
So, sorry y'all for the dog in the background.
we're
It
good.
obviously needs some attention. Um, but do y'all think that this is going to directly correlate with Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
or not just Doctor Strange? Do you think this is going to directly affect any other movies or TV shows coming out?
Yes, and yes. I believe this is what sets up her being the villain in Doctor Strange 2. Because they've already stated that she's going to be the villain in Doctor Strange 2. This series is supposed to help set that up.
You
Do you think she's a villain of her own control, or do you
No,
think she just loses her mind, or someone's controlling her?
she loses her mind. Everybody probably be able to get somebody back. Remember, they went back in time,
Hmm.
right? So even though we know that Vision died in the future timeline, who's to say that that's the Vision she has right now?
right,
Yeah, she could have got the old Vision who hadn't developed feelings for her yet, so he doesn't know what she's going on about.
That's
right.
very true. That's very true.
And you,
Gosh, it's just so much. I mean, I like when he threw out that synopsis. I really do like tying it in with Moon Knight, um, just because his comic arc, at least the one I just read not too long ago, is heavily based in a mental institution.
Yeah,
Heavily.
and if quick spoiler alert, like I gotta throw this out. Towards the end, don't that remind you a little bit of what the ancient one said in Doctor Strange? How she can't see past her own death. She relived that same moment. Like she just keeps cheating it. Like, yo, she just keep going back before she dies. Like,
yeah.
and at that moment, she like, and she went back and she did, and shit, my bad. She switched everything. She hit the rewind button on them, and it went and it kept going. Like she knew like something about the. It's like she's about to wake up or whatever is gonna happen. He's like, nope, not yet. We gotta hit the reset button. It keeps going
But do
until
you think it's her death she's not reliving? Do you think it's the fact that she doesn't want to accept Vision's death, and so she keeps recreating this?
I go even further than that. I think one of the things like she's like, I lost him, like how you say she lost him one time, and this is the only way I could get him
Twice.
twice. I lost him twice, but this is the only way I could keep him. Like this, the only thing that I have left is this in my mind. Like I literally think she just laying in bed somewhere because my homegirl, she does sleep study. She's a polysomnographer, and she watches people sleep. She studies their sleep pattern, and she just sits there just like that and watch people sleep. So I'm thinking like she sleep and they're watching, and like they got her hooked up to something, and that's her dreaming. And every time
That's
she gets
that's that's kind of dope.
and every time she gets ready to wake up, like, no, 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 I don't want to wake up. I don't want to wake up. And she just like keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper to her sleep. And they say,
Or
you
who's to say she doesn't wake up? Like, who's to say that maybe they just don't monitor her dreams every night?
know what?
Because the person that she hears, it could be like you said, homegirl doing a sleep study. But spoiler alert, when you're in the radio, when you hear Wanda, where are you? She could be asleep, and they're trying to figure out where her mind's drifted off to.
Y'all heard that shit first, y'all. Y'all heard it on here first. But
I think that's really cool that you brought up dreaming. Like I
but
would
see,
have never. I didn't think of that.
I thought of that immediately when I saw it because, like I said, I got a homegirl that does that. She does that. So I'm like, wait a minute. Then when
It makes sense, especially with Doctor Strange's villain being Nightmare.
True.
and once I saw that and all the how they got the set, like, yo, that could be sleep study. And I didn't say nothing for a while. Like, yo, let me say this on the show. I've been waiting on that. So I'm like, all right. And it's like, that's the only thing that can make sense. But then again, like, we all be sleeping.
It could be another villain out there who's doing this, who's known to control people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. Who do
Not
you think it
even
is?
a villain that starts with an M and created Ghost Rider.
Okay,
Possum.
possibly. But I think with the sleep study, it really see it's so many different things. She could be in a mental institute, which would tie into Moon Knight. Could be a sleep study, and she's dreaming, which connects her to nightmare. Like maybe nightmare is the one making her sleep or whatever. I don't know. I mean, there's just so many possibilities.
Okay.
And I wish they were doing 2 episodes a week. They teased us with the 2 this time, but we're on a 1 episode a week after this. Is it every Friday?
Yeah.
Friday at 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I will be watching it that as soon as it drops.
And
12
I'm
a.m.
telling you, it's kind of like everybody, we've all done it. Like we watch some crazy stuff on TV, then go to sleep, had the same dream about what we just saw. Like, so like you watching all these 90s sitcoms and you dreaming about them, and you're like, it's like we've all had dreams that felt so weird. You didn't know if you was really sleeping or not. And you wake up like, did I dream that?
Facts. I've had dreams where I woke up and I'm like, oh, thank God that was a dream.
Dog. Everybody had that one dream. You walk down the street and you draw like, gosh, dog. Oh, Lord.
I ain't never had that one. That's just you.
Yeah, you damn right I had. I ain't gonna lie about it. And you be in front of class like, class, I'm
He
going.
had the tidy whities on with the dookie style.
Dog. Hell no. Pause it. Hell no.
Let me cut my camera off. Let me just cut my camera.
Look how Martin Luther looking at you. Look at him looking at you. Look
King don't approve.
Look how Dr. King looking at you. We was having fun. He went left. But yeah, like
the doo-doo things. I mean, you don't want to talk about your draws.
I'm just saying, everybody had crazy fucked up dreams. Then you wake up the next morning like, I'm glad it was a dream.
Right.
I mean, mine's usually my teeth falling out or some shit.
Oh, that's the worst ones. You really wake up.
Oh, they all there. Are they loose? No, not even loose. Thank God.
Man, that's the worst one.
I would be mad if I lose all my teeth and Tooth Fairy just didn't drop me $1 million under my pillow. These some good ass teeth I
got. Telling you. But I think it's going on with Wanda.
So what do y'all think we're headed to next with episode 3?
I think like how the comic book guy said, it's gonna be a slow burn. I think it's gonna be a slow burn. I think they're gonna pick up till episode 5 is gonna start picking up. I say episode 5.
I say 6. Because I feel like when it picks up, it's gonna really pick up. Yeah. Like heavy.
I can agree. I can totally agree.
My thing is, I want to see how this ties into other things in the MCU. We know it ties into Doctor Strange, but they also say some of the TV shows are going to be interconnected as well. So how does this tie in with Secret Wars and Loki and Falcon and Winter Soldier?
So what I think is going to happen, honestly, because if you saw any clips of their event they had for the premiere, there was a few people that checked in. You had Anthony Mackie, you had Tom Hiddleston, and you had Mr. Cumberbatch himself.
Right.
Benedict.
So, I think they were kind of hinting at something with them 3.
Possibly. Because I feel like when Doctor Strange come out, 2022, right? Or 23? Which one is it?
I think 22.
22. It's supposed to be the first one of 2022. Because this year we're supposed to get
I'm glad you're about to say, because those are the questions I was about to ask. Was which ones are we officially getting this year?
Widow, and I believe the Eternals.
Spider-Man
2023.
Gosh damn.
2022.
I'm just waiting for Eternals. I don't know nothing about them. I don't think nobody.
I know something about them. That's Thanos' people.
That's the only thing I know is that he's the messed up child of the bunch.
When it comes to the Eternals.
He the kid that somebody daddy or mama had out of wedlock by the mailman. And she like, I can't have this kid. They gonna know.
Okay, so this everybody, this is announcements. Tune in if you don't remember. Black Widow, May 7th, 2021. Shang-Chi, July 9th, 2021.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Shang-Chi.
The Eternal,
I didn't, cause
2021.
Because my white chocolate baby zaddy is going to be Razor Fist.
Okay,
he's
cool.
the guy that played in Creed 2. He was the other boxer.
Okay, cool. Where I stop at? Eternals, November 5th, 2021. And they pushed Spider-Man up to December 17th, 2021.
So are all these going on Disney Plus?
Maybe not. They're not sure yet.
Because I will pay the $30.
I mean, like I say,
you kind of have to avoid spoilers.
I mean, like I say, I feel like at this point,
the way they got it set up, this is perfect because I believe WandaVision is also supposed to have dealings with the Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse, because then Doctor Strange comes out March 25th, 2022. And then after Doctor Strange is Thor in May. And then Black Panther 2 in July.
Okay. Although we're not going to talk about Black Panther.
What can we say? Ain't nothing to talk about that one.
It's
y'all making a big, and I speak on behalf of all
of us,
all comic book fans around the world, people's fans of comic book movies. I speak on behalf of all of them, all us. You're doing a huge disservice.
Talk to them.
To a whole entire community by not recasting the role of T'Challa. You're doing a whole disservice by not featuring the mantle anymore. If you're talking about you want to go explore Wakanda, yeah, you can go explore Wakanda. Make it a Disney Plus series. But what's the point of having a Black Panther 2 movie without the Black Panther?
You know what? I think this is what it is. I think I told y'all this. I think I told somebody else this. Everybody was saying, "Oh, don't recast. Oh, recast." I think all the people that said don't recast are on our side now because they didn't think that they were saying that in hopes they probably would recast. So now that they did recast, they're like, "Yo." Then they say, "Y'all just gonna explore the Wakanda and no T'Challa, period." Oh, y'all just recast.
What I'm hoping was that they just said that stupid stuff just to say it, just to, I guess, throw somebody off, or even calm, some
fanatics down.
Some fanatics. I'll say more so the newer fanatics that have only seen the movie.
Yeah.
To calm them down, and maybe they're just gonna go ahead and recast anyway on the low and not tell nobody.
Probably.
I'm hoping.
Elon Noel, Marvel, MCU, Kevin Feige,
tell him.
Ryan Coogler, all y'all. Michael B. Jordan.
Cut your camera off. Thank you. Look how Martin Luther King looking at you.
Yes, look at him. Look at him. I just feel like you got to do something. I just feel like you got to do something. I mean, like it just don't sit good in my spirit. I know it don't sit good in a lot of, like I said, I've gone on record saying this a million times. I have no issue with Shuri being Black Panther. I just feel like T'Challa got something. I think T'Challa still got something on the table to give, and you just can't.
I'm sorry.
Past that, you just can't mosey on past that, and just we got to rewrite it. Like 5 years, he's back, and what the.
I think the best way to give everyone what they want is Black Panther 2, make sure. Have T'Challa missing, like you don't even have to kill him, he's missing. And then by Black Panther 3, when people have time to mourn, recast them. Y'all done found them again.
So you mean to tell me they gonna have a movie that they gotta wait to a whole third movie to find this nigga?
To me, that's to give everyone what they want. You still have the mantle of Black Panther. It's just being held by Shuri for a little bit.
But the cool thing about this is we're stepping into a different portal, a different wave of Marvel. You're gonna have, let's talk about it, because these people out here, they exist. And I'm talking to every last one of them. You know, you got these sexist motherfuckers, excuse my language, but you gotta talk about it. You got a female Thor, a female Black Panther. You're gonna have Riri bring her butt out the water. You got
you know what I like to call them? You know what I like to call them? I call them fanboys.
And they exist. Oh, here you go, pushing the female agenda down everybody's throat. Oh, you're forcing this female agenda. You got those guys out there.
You know, I could understand that claim if there wasn't a comic book to back it up.
True.
I understand it. But still, these fools exist. And they ruin movies for people. Like,
let's just be real who they are. Let's call them out for who they are. They're usually lonely, middle-aged white men who don't like to see you.
I know a few Black dudes that are
every now and again. But I'm saying for the most part, in these groups that I'm in, that's why, you know, we have to find safe spaces, because them middle-aged white men like to guard the gate and act like none of the characters can be anything other than a white male.
But it's like, the thing about it is, I have no issue with this stuff. If it's like, if there's source material to go with it, you know what I'm saying?
There's source. Now, the only thing that I said
two Black Americans, but they don't like that.
They don't even talk about it. I didn't even know about it till like years ago, like about a year ago. So
Number
like,
one, Isaiah Bradley. That's the first Black Captain America. And that nigga, that brother is a different breed, because he showed up to the wedding of Black Panther and Storm, and everybody took a knee. Like, they all bowed down, even T'Challa, who's the king, just, my guy, what you doing here? And then Wolverine sit down like, who is this dude? I don't know him. And they like, hey, you bow or we gonna make you bow.
My bad.
The only time, you know, I have an issue with them changing a character is if there's no source material. Like when there was talks of changing what's his name, Magneto, to Black, and I'm just like,
See, I don't even have an issue with
source material with that, and it's not from the comics; it's from the man himself. Magneto is based off of Malcolm X. Professor Xavier.
Understood. But I'm saying there's no source material it written that way.
Yeah, I feel you.
So it's kind of hard to argue with the fanboys on that one.
Then
the only reason why that happened is because, and this is, I don't remember where I saw the interview at, but Stan Lee said that because he was alive when they were around. He just, when he was trying to get permission to use their likeliness, they were murdered.
And the cool thing about
he had to flip the story and do it the way he did it. Like I said, I don't remember where I saw that interview at, but I remember reading and listening to something about it. He was trying to use their likeliness for Professor X and Magneto.
Got you.
And then Doom Black, the dude from the Mandalorian, they want him to play Dr. Doom. I have no problem with that kind of stuff.
I have no problem with that. Just because that actor is such a great actor, you can't even argue that.
Dude got crazy range.
I know there was so many people with their panties in a bunch when what's his name? Wally West and Iris West on the TV show were made Black.
Yeah.
So many people like, we just didn't do that. It's like, yo, chill out. It's okay. You know, you wouldn't have to change characters if we had the representation in the first place.
Nope. I mean, I have no problem, no issue with that kind of stuff. It's just the people that make a big stink about it that make it have I have an issue with. It's like, but then it goes back to Sheer being Black Panther. I have no issue with that. I'm cool with it. Our only issue is I feel like I just want to see if T'Challa, if Chad never passed, and then they did Black Panther, and like he went down, then she took over, then he picked back up in 3. Like, yo, I want my throne back. Thank you.
That's
I
why I
got
said a good way to do it is have him go missing, have someone in a suit. You can get anyone in a suit. You see him running, like you see him leaving for battle, like he waves at some, and his little ship goes off, and he disappears. Like can't,
doing like
Okoye is
they did the
like,
Hulk.
I can't get a hold of him.
Doing like they did the Hulk, bro. In Ragnarok.
Without showing his face, if you can get his stunt double, because I know he did most of his stunts, but he has to have a stunt double that's his same build. You don't have to show the face, but he has the necklace, right? And all they got to do is have the person like just zoom in, hit the necklace, right? And then start from the feet, going all the way up of the suit, putting it on the body. When you get to the top, there's it's all in full Black Panther gear. You don't know that it's not Chadwick. You know what I mean? And then the jet closing and him going off. That's it. They don't have to say nothing. But as he's in a suit and he hits the Wakanda forever, flies off, make him go up in the air, kind of like a tribute if you want.
Because you gotta kind of like you gotta say something about the man. You just can't have Black Panther 2 and no, you gotta say something like, yo.
T'Challa is too great and too important of a character to just go off. I've heard people, and I say this because I am the woman of the show, and I've heard people be like, what about representation for the women? I feel like in Black Panther we had plenty of representation. We had Nakia.
Let me tell you something.
We had Shuri. We had Okoye. The little black boys need their representation too. Like, what's wrong with that?
Let me tell you something.
You got the whole door. Let
me tell you something. Let me ask a question. How bad are those women for a grown man to say, you know what? Let me get these heifers to hold me down because these niggas ain't doing it right. How? Think about it.
Trained for that,
No, fam. You don't understand. You don't understand where I'm coming from, bro. How bad are these women? How trash are the dudes for him to say, you know what?
Well, let me explain.
It's not that the dudes are trash.
Crystal.
He just knows that women will defend you.
Let me say something.
At all costs.
You don't understand. It's like, how hardcore are these women? For these, I don't even want the dudes to do the job. I need these women.
Okay. So yeah, let me explain that real quick. One, Dora Milaje means the adorned ones. That's number one. Number two, they're essentially his ladies in waiting. So not only are they the adorned ones, they're literally the adorned ones. So basically, they get trained, and they start training them from kids until they become adults. And basically, what happens is once they get trained, if T'Challa or if the Black Panther, the mantle of the Black Panther, or whoever the king is, decides that okay, they have protected me long enough, he has the entire Dora Milaje to choose from to become his next wife. I wish they would do this story because this is how Nakia becomes a villain. When T'Challa when T'Challa decides to choose his next wife, he decides to choose Storm because they were friends when they were kids.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? He met Storm when she was wild and naked and free.
I mean, who wouldn't want a Kenyan goddess? I
He
mean,
hadn't tapped into her powers yet.
We're not gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna
When
talk
they
about
I'm
met,
not talking about her powers. I mean, she's just a Kenyan goddess, like
no,
pretty chocolate
what I mean is
skin.
she wasn't the Kenyan goddess that they knew.
She
T'Challa
wanted
was
that
already-
fast tail heifers in the hood. That's what she was.
No, she wasn't
Running around with her ass all
hood.
out.
It's just that her family had, like, she was the princess. She didn't know she was the princess because they had separated her from her roots when she was a baby. They put her ass all the way in New York. And then when she went back at like maybe 10, whatever, right? Her mom's, like, her family still didn't tell her, hey, you're supposed to be running the village now. And then she ended up going, exploring, tapping in. Her freaking powers got tapped in. But this is after she'd have met T'Challa and everything. Like, he met her before she became the person who can fix
So
the drought.
when I say goddess, I mean not necessarily her powers. I mean, because women are goddesses. And if he met her when she was young, wild and free, he probably saw her pretty chocolate skin.
Yes.
She was out here for the streets. She was.
No, she went for the streets. Nobody was happy.
Cut your camera off. Don't disrespect Storm like that. Just cut your camera off.
You just said
I said what I said.
He looking
Wild and free don't mean for the streets. Cut your damn camera off. Thank you. You ain't gonna disrespect Storm on this here Martin Luther King Day.
Hey.
Look at Martin looking at you.
Look at him. He just looking at you all kind of funny.
I could hold back.
If he was alive, he would shake his head. Just
I can't wait till I get a green screen, man. I can't wait till I get a green screen. I'm gonna get y'all back.
But I mean, with all that being said, with WandaVision finally out, what movie or show are you looking forward to the most this year? Just this year's lineup.
Okay, because there's 3 coming out this year, which is Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and The Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
With WandaVision being out right now, the thing that I'm looking forward to the most, or the movie I'm looking forward to the most, is definitely not Black Widow.
No, I don't think anybody is. I don't think nobody is really.
I low-key am, just because I feel like there's something so bombshell in that movie for them to still want to put it out like that.
Yeah.
Like, they won't even put it on the streaming service. Like, for them to push it back so many times,
I think
because they really want a movie release.
I think they really got something to do with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think how we was talking in the group chat.
I believe so.
I think it's gonna be in there. The X Project program in there.
So personally, I really am looking forward to Black Widow. At first I wasn't, but when they started pushing it back so much, like, y'all got a whole streaming service. Why don't you just drop it? It's obviously something important in that movie.
But you wanna know what's gonna be trash though if it ain't nothing important? What if we got?
I know. It's gonna be such like, y'all could have put this on streaming service a long time
I'm gonna be
ago.
so mad. Like, imagine we sitting in the whole time. It ain't nothing important.
It ain't gonna be nothing important.
All it is that old girl gonna become the new Black Widow. Like, we waited all this time for this.
Already became the new Black Widow, and they had that facial reconstruction technology, because they have that technology in S.H.I.E.L.D. where you can change what your appearance look like.
You wanna know what's gonna be the cold part?
What if Scarlett Johansson's character, Scarlett Johansson, is still alive as Black Widow, but the Black Widow that died is
the sister.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, Black. I was thinking, I ain't gonna hold you. I was thinking that.
I mean, it would work, because if what's his name, Hawkeye didn't know that, his love for her was still there because he thinks it's the actual Black Widow.
True. Also, I'm waiting for the Hawkeye series. I really want to know what the fuck happened in whatever country they was in that they keep mentioning.
Budapest.
Yeah,
Budapest.
what happened in Budapest?
Time out.
Booty in Budapest.
You know what? Cut your camera off.
So I was trying to save you. I tried to bring you back. I tried to save him.
You knew he was going off the deep end.
I knew it was gonna happen. I tried to save him. But
Martin, you ain't like, I'm mad at Martin Luther King back there because he ain't doing nothing to stop your foolishness.
I know, right?
You know what, Martin? I apologize, but you can't do nothing unless you're a zombie.
But you want to know what? Let's talk about before we. I know we're running long, probably. Chris Evans coming back to the MCU. What do y'all think this is about?
I want Hydra Cap. Hydra Cap. Hydra Cap. I've heard people say, "Oh man, Cap." I've heard people say he's gonna be like kind of how Tony Stark is and like just AI type shit. No, I don't want none of that. I don't even want. Yeah, I don't want none of that. I want Hydra.
I think we all.
What if he's coming back in Falcon and Winter Soldier?
He could be. What if he comes out? The only other one that I was like, okay, is what if he comes back as a Skrull? Like, what if he's not even just him? He's just a Skrull.
I'll be down with it.
Same.
I think we talked about it too, where
Nick Fury was a Skrull.
Yeah. But then again, that wouldn't explain old man Cap though in the Shield.
Yeah, would. I mean, who's to say he couldn't have went back? Been like, hey, I decided that this world needs me too much. Now he can make up some shit. The Skrull can make up some shit.
And then
if you think about it, he didn't actually marry Peggy when he went back. He just went back for the dance.
You think he didn't marry that woman, bro?
No.
He had a ring.
It don't matter. He could have married some other bitch.
And then he was kind of quiet about it.
If you think about it, right?
I got to ride with Phantom on this
time, right? They already said that Peggy was married to another man. So what if she was already married to another man when he came back?
And she danced with him?
Too, you got to remember, she had her niece, whatever, right? The one that was attracted to her.
That Steve Rogers clapped her cheek.
Yeah.
You just gonna throw that out there? Just gonna nonchalantly say that?
Slide it in. Just slide it in, just like he did.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there, you dirty bastard. I see what you did. You dirty bastard. Oh, Jesus Christ. But anyway,
that's what Captain America. Said.
Captain America. I just want to see, I'm even cool with him going back, returning the stones type stuff.
Things I want to see.
Hold on, before you say that, or they could show him like back in the wartime with Wolverine, showing that happening. Going back, shooting scenes with him and Wolverine, and just using those as back, like what is it called? Flashback footage. So that he did fight beside Captain. They did fight beside each other.
Yeah. So we talked about this earlier. We talked about this earlier in the group chat. You know, and it's in the things we all want to see is in Falcon and Winter Soldier. It would explain Wolverine's absence during the whole Infinity Saga because he's been in that tank for Weapon X program. Like,
I had time.
We all agree that the last thing we see in Falcon and Winter Soldier is that Weapon X tank with Wolverine floating in it. That shit would be so fire.
Because it wasn't just Wolverine there. What most people forget is that they
Deadpool
kidnapped mutants and locked them up in bunkers below that.
Yep.
But see, now that we get to talk about it, my thing is this: even with that, we all agree we like that idea, but that still wouldn't make sense this whole time. Like, when did he get time to get it? When did they recapture him? Then put it back in the tank? Like, it was like, that's the thing.
Well,
I like the idea, but like, at what point in time? But he knows the X-Men. Like, when did all this go down? Now, like, that's the only thing I have.
Question: how many times has Shield did something and kept it under wraps? You got to remember, Stryker works for Thunderbolt Ross, and he's
that's another. There you go. Stryker's gonna be a Black Widow. There we go. You said it. I was wondering where we could.
Well, how they would explain it though? You know, I think it's real simple because the Infinity Saga includes all the way up to Iron Man and the first Hulk, and even Captain Marvel. And I think I think in the 80s he should have been captured. I mean, he's immortal, so I mean he's gonna look the same. Maybe even 70s. You know, maybe right after wartime with Captain America, you know, those flashbacks, and you see him being in a special program
But
for
see,
mutants.
that's still tough because he knows Captain Marvel. So do they? Is it like, yo, they do him like Bucky? They let him loose for a while.
But how would he know Captain Marvel? Remember, Captain Marvel only went to the military in the 80s,
90s.
90s.
So maybe they just like, yo, they just let him out for a certain mission to put him back in the tank.
That can work because he worked with a group of mutants to capture other mutants and shit. To the point to where they found out about the country of Wakanda, but they could never find it.
Correct.
But
and that would actually place T'Chaka back into the suit. Therefore, effectively adding a Black Panther on screen.
That would work.
That would work. I think having him in the Weapons X program explains his absence. Now, and we talked about Mystique's absence. She could be masquerading as a Skrull.
I agree.
She could be the reason why there's a Secret Wars invasion, because, you know, she creates mayhem within the Skrulls.
What better way to infiltrate the system as
Remy LeBeau? You know, it's easy to explain him.
Gambling.
He just gambling and a thief. I mean, he doesn't really do the hero shit yet. Stuff. I'm sorry.
You know who I would like to see? You know where I would like to see Remy pop up at?
Where?
In Deadpool, in the third Deadpool movie. I want to see him pop up in the third Deadpool movie because, you know, they got the little wager battle that they do about somebody who dies or whatever, right? I want them to set that wager battle up, and Deadpool ends up killing somebody, and it makes it to the end. They're like, all right, they was like, why my eyes are off? And it pops up that, I think I've been taking your eyes, man. And it pops up, boom, they're Gambit.
Yep. And then Rogue can be explained because maybe she doesn't really realize her powers, and she hasn't fought Captain Marvel quite yet to gain her powers.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you this question: where in the timeline? Because they saying Miss Marvel's movie is supposed to be in between the 5-year gap. So I'm like this: where would Captain Marvel's movie take place at?
It could be simultaneously.
Yeah.
You think?
Oh, well,
right. Her movie would take place right before she came back and enters an Endgame.
Yeah.
Because she was absent for most of Endgame because she was dealing with other universes and stuff like that, trying to make sure.
But that doesn't work if you want her and Rogue to fight, because how would she still have powers?
You can always do a flash forward at the end of, like, towards the end of her movie, because the end game thing can happen. Like, the movie's going to be about 2.5 hours long, right? Within that first 30 to 45 minutes, you can explain what she's been doing, and then you have her entering the end game and finishing up everything. You show her at Tony Stark's funeral, and then whatever else is going on, who she's facing, and then you set up mutants, which is going to be used inside of WandaVision, or supposed to be at least. Like that.
I mean, spoiler alert again. So, you know, cut you.
It hasn't happened yet. That's why it's not true.
No, I'm saying what I'm about to say. Spoiler alert again. Mutants could be entering the picture since she was a little knocked up at the end.
Oh yeah, of course.
She got a belly on her.
I know, right? No,
and it popped up kind of fast. So what that mean is
Vision wasn't wasting no time, wasn't he? He was shooting like Steph Curry in his joint.
Look here, let me go ahead and cut my camera off before I say this. Vision is a Ken doll. He ain't got no parts. I'm still trying to figure out how she had it happen.
You have us all stumped.
I mean, you know how you start reaching for stuff, like you looking for stuff, like kind of
Like, you know what? This wasn't even in my wallet.
You know, like that's good. But see, I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna go on record again. I just don't want Wanda to be the reason mutants are back, because they already said they were already here. So nothing else.
She was. Who's to say that? I mean, she's just as powerful. She's just as powerful as the stone itself. I mean, because she's created from the reality stone. So who's to say that maybe they weren't always there? Maybe she warps reality and they're created, which I actually don't have a problem with that storyline.
I do.
My thing is, what if they were like, because they already said that the mutants are already here. They just got to place them in different stories and stuff like that. What if the way she is found is with Cerebus?
That would be not dope.
Professor X.
The only people
the only person whose head is strong enough to go find her like that is one of two people: Professor X,
Jean
Grey.
So when we were talking about like how to place them in and explain, you know, where they've been, Cyclops and Jean Grey are the only two that I just really can't figure out what to do with them.
Cyclops was in the military. No, take that back. Havoc is in the military. He could have convinced his brother to join also.
He's like in a special branch in the military where S.H.I.E.L.D. just uses them for certain special battles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because my thing is this, like I said on the last episode, like I told somebody else the same thing. I just don't want the multiverse and all this other stuff to be the reason like they just do stupid stuff.
No, they're not going to just use the multiverse like that. That's going to abuse the effect.
Yeah, that's the one that I don't want. Like, so it's like I'm cool with it.
They can use different TV shows, different.
You would have to at this point
and stuff like that to say, oh, well, mutants have always been there, which is true. Because at one point, nobody knew of mutants.
Nope, miracles they call them.
Nobody knew of mutants except for mutants. You know,
right?
It's like they've always blended in with the population. I mean, even Hank McCoy, Beast. You got a nigga who's sitting inside of y'all government with blue fur and nobody ask him anything.
Like I said, before we wrap,
he's like, I just grow my hair and I dye it blue.
I end it like this.
He puts on glasses. Nobody know the difference. It's Clark Kent.
Wow.
But yeah, we're gonna get ready to get up out of here. We're gonna finish this up next week. This we filmed this on a Monday, so we got y'all Sunday, and we gonna because then we got a whole nother shebang to hit y'all with because this episode 2 gonna drop. 3 for WandaVision. We're gonna have a whole lot to talk about. So make sure you follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, The Blurred Spot Podcast, Twitter, The Blurred Spot Pod, Instagram, The Blurred Spot Podcast. I'm your host, Jones88, Crystal Bay, and the Homie Kid Phantom. And this has been The Blurred Spot Podcast, and we are out of here.
Peace.